Hello and welcome to Edge of Empire. This is a heresy podcast. We're not having fun anymore. That's been decreed by the management. My name's Chris. He's Graham. The other one's Michael. Say hello, chaps.
Hello, chaps.
Beautiful. Hello, 5 points to Graham for correctly answering the question. We're going to take a look at the new Astartes units from the Battle of Beta-Garmon book, starting with the company command squad. Let's get going.
Okay, I think an explanation is in order. I do feel that our listeners
you
are long-suffering.
Said to me, hang on.
I do, but I think
you said to me, punk style, getting
punk
quick,
style,
under 2 hours for the show.
That's right.
Look,
that's
I'm
right.
cutting out. I'm not even going to use their words. I'm going to use a. I'm not going to use the very often in this whole thing going forwards.
Okay, listen, folks. Consider us a 70s rock band. And previously, we were something like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So I was thinking Mills and Bottrell, in that kind of overblown 4-hour stage show thing with like your own truck for each name. And now we're at punk rock.
The sort of event where you left the gig and you thought that was an experience.
That was an experience. You started the gig in 1967 and you finished it in 1973. And it was only 3 songs. That is where we've been. Now we're like the new and angry version of the Damned or something, circa the 1970s. The New York Dolls, if you want, of the heresy era. So let's go. Let's rip this place up.
Okay. Company command squad. Let's go.
Mr. B's sigh says it all.
he's a broken man. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on YouTube, Mr. B is currently adorned in what can only be described as a very punk-esque. I'm expecting there to be a pair of tartan trousers underneath with some big old boots, but he's currently sporting, for our audio listeners, a lovely classic vest, which I believe does have the nickname, which I probably won't say, but it's anyway. It's a very common association with a certain type of person. And Mr. B looks very fetching in it.
Yeah, that safety pin through your nipples, Mr. B. How's that? Assume that's why you're wearing it. You've taken the full punk experience. Unfortunately, I think because I'm actually attired in a polo shirt, I think I'm kind of more in the sort of Talking Heads version of punk. But never you mind. You're doing the thing for the streets.
I'm looking forward to the mohawk next time we record.
I am too.
Beautiful thing. I
think he would look great in a mohawk. I've got to be honest with you. That should be your look.
I can grow the hair for a mohawk these days.
I'm just jealous.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we start a GoFundMe so we can get Mr. B hair implants just for a mohawk? That's what we want. Come on.
Anyway, come on. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so, I haven't actually thinking of these, but go on then. Right, okay. Beta-Garmon Astartes units. Going to start going through the Beta-Garmon properly, and we'll start with the new units for Astartes. So, shall I start with the command squad?
Go for it.
Yeah, okay, so these are veterans. They have the command company rules, so they can be taken as a retinue for a centurion or the new unit, an opaque, instead of as elites. I'm
not sure about this. I
instead of as elites.
There was some interesting shenanigans here.
Sorry, yeah.
So I think you're right. It does say they can be taken by it's an optane, not an opaque. I think an opaque is something very different.
Okay.
Right in. And if they moaned enough about how we pronounce Terrico or Tercio, whatever it was, this is going to be setting them right off. You call them opaques.
If you subscribe to our Patreon, then you can now become part of the Terrico drama that I'm slowly putting together.
Your very own space opera. Okay. So yes, they are opte.
Yeah, like Opta, the football statistics organisation.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
We'll come on to them shortly, but yeah. So this squad, they've got the same war gear as the Legion Command Squad, but they don't get a sergeant. They carry a company standard, so they get line and a leadership 9 bubble. and they come in a squad of 9.
Yeah, I mean,
so
they
Tempest the leader.
cost,
Do they?
they
Because
cost buttons,
if-
don't they?
If I'm just going to raise a point to Mr. B. They come as a
Squad
squad of
of
4.
5.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
up
4.
to 9. Up to 9.
4 mil.
4 up to 9, yeah.
4, yeah,
Yeah.
because your HQ counts as the sergeant, basically.
Yeah, basically. And they got no mobility options at all. So they can't take a transport, no jump packs or bikers. So if they've got a Centurion with a jump pack or a bike, how are you going to take them?
This is going to be one of those things. So they can take a rhino,
I'd take a rhino,
a drop
yeah.
pod, or a termite assault drill as a term.
Apart from that, no transport.
Oh, no, sorry, I do
transports
apologize. No, I do apologize.
You want to have a
Why-
word with your AI
Yeah.
assistant.
Sorry.
Mid-journey
I
is
screwed them up. No.
Start our punk era.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
Why did I think they have no mobility? I don't.
Don't
No,
you
it's
worry
the
about
bike.
it,
It's
Mr.
the
B.
it's the bike and the
It's
jump
the
pack.
weather.
That's what I'm thinking of.
It's
Yeah.
the weather.
It's the bike and the jump pack that I'm thinking of. They can't take them. So you can take you can put a Centurion with a jump pack, and take them. But how are they going to keep up with them? But
I agree. It's interesting actually because I think they're a pretty good squad.
oh yeah, they're not bad.
For the points, they're not bad. I mean, yes, they're 3+, other than the command squad being 2+, but everything else about them pretty handy. Weapon skill 5, which is kind of what you want for a squad like this. I feel 2 wounds. Leadership 8, so they're kind of veteran stats.
If you're running a Templar Brethren heavy Imperial Fist army and you've got a champion, shove 4 of these guys around him and freeze up. Don't use up a 4 sword slot. 4 extra blokes around him that got say 2 wounds, 2 attacks. Very
stat wise, they're actually the same stats as a Reaver assault squad.
Yeah,
except they don't have because they've got chosen warrior, so you can use them to feed them to the demons that if there's a big demon attack, you just feed them one at a time. And you're going to get does the standard give you fearless? I can't remember if it does. No,
company standard.
It's the herald that has the fear standard. But yeah, they're line, so basically boosting them. And I think in your thing you've mentioned that you can only take them if you're taking an Opte or a plain Centurion. I don't think that's
no. Sorry, when
Centurion.
I say plain Centurion, I mean just Centurion.
Anyone with a Centurion.
I think I said, but I think any Centurion could take. So you can have a chaplain, for example,
because
they're a Centurion type.
Yes, and then you upgrade them.
Yeah. So I think they're a pretty good squad to see. I mean, they are kind of situational, and if you want to take, I mean, I've steered away from Praetors these days. I tend to take more Centurions than Praetors because I'm kind of taking Centurions to sort of buff things, if you like.
Yeah.
So these could be a good way to insulate a particular squad, for example. But yeah, you're right. You can't give them jet bikes or anything, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool.
I think that is the problem with them, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then. Legion Opte.
Okay. Do you want to go through this one then, Chris? And then
so look at this chappy chap. Over here. What's Mr. B's? What's Mid-Journey told us? Right. 40-point veteran model, the same war gear choices as Centurion. It comes with strength of the Legion, granted the Opte's attached squad, auto regroup, and no restrictions on shooting and charging. Super useful. Artificer armor for 10 points, combat shield for 5 points. He's kind of your
cheap and cheerful. He's your basement Centurion, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. You need a guy that's going to fill that slot that you don't want to spend. If you're, good lord, we're in the punk era, not the
not the innuendo.
Carry on.
We've not got. We've done carry on. Yeah, we're not in the Hugh Hefner era yet. Smoking jackets all around next year.
That's good.
I think he's useful for an allied detachment.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think that's where he kind of fits in that.
And that strength of the Legion, that's basically, and they shall feel no fear raised, really, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. It is. They auto regroup, basically. So that is terrible. I mean, that's always funny. Haven't been cut down by sweeping advance, but yeah,
Chainsaw
if you're still
Bolt,
around,
standard.
I mean, you can give them pretty much the same gear as a
Yeah.
Centurion. So, but yeah, I think you're right. Or you're playing a very limited points game. You don't want to pay the
you pay like
extra points, but
no Mortalis.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like you mentioned there, Mr. B, in your note right up, it's only 20 points to get a Centurion. So,
yeah,
if you were going to have a sort of bod person, 20 points more, you get, like you say, you get a 2+5+.
That's why,
which you don't get.
That's why I think with him, allied detachments make more sense, because allied detachments you're never really taking them for the HQ choices. It's only very rare instances where you go, I'm taking that army because I want a saboteur or X or Y.
Yeah.
Normally you're doing it because you want the Iron Warriors, Iron Havoc unit or whatever, or something like that. That's going to chuck out their firepower. So chucking a cheap 40-point HQ model in there.
That is a very, very good point. Yeah, I see what you mean. You want the sort of specialist unit, and he's just there to kind of this is a attacks effectively.
Because you get 100 tactical squads, 100
points.
So 140 points. You've got your 2 requirements for your allied detachment, and then just whatever you want to spack on the good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, well there we go. So very, very small games, or a HQ tax fundamentally for allied detachment. We think.
I think the thing with Centurions is there is that thing of you've spent the 60 points, and then there's that lure in front of you, that little dangle of
the dangle.
Oh, should I just spend the extra 15 points to make him X or Y or Z, or the extra 25 points to make him X, Y, and Z, and then we'll start buying him upgrades, and then it's
now you're into the sunk cost fallacy, because now you spend 70 or 100 points on him.
And I think that's one of the things that I think I like this guy. I think he fills not necessarily a hole that was there, but he has exposed perhaps a hole and filled it at the same time.
Misses. I do like your little segment there at the end there, Mr. B. Hats off to your co-pilot. I do think this is quite a good point, actually. If you've got a prime mark, do you need another HQ? You can also just a slot filler.
Yeah, I mean that's how I would take him if I wanted a Primarch, and then just
take Primarch would be the Warlord, so you wouldn't have to worry about that so much. So nice, cool plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to the new Legion Consularis. Why can I not say that? Consularis. Yeah, but anyway, whatever. One of them.
The guys we were just talking about.
Those fellas. So the Overseer of Fallout 4 fame, the model can take either a Power Maul or a Power Lash. Strength 3, AP 3 with Shred and Reach 1, which is pretty good. More importantly, it allows the use of human meat shields.
It does.
This console can take a bike or jetpack, but it can't include. But it can include. It can't take a bike or a jetpack, but can include 1 to 3 auxiliary las rifle sections or Imperial Militia infantry squads. As a designated retinue. So that's pretty cool.
Brilliant.
The value of this feature depends on your need for giant wall of rubbish guns, as these units don't benefit from the provinces, but you can also serve as a tar pit, providing a large more las gun and bayonet-equipped troops to stall the enemy. You'd need to do something about their leadership, otherwise they're
So the Overseer joins one unit, I think.
Yes.
All models in the Tertio selected as an Overseer's retinue use the leadership characteristic of the model with the Overseer special rule when in formation.
That's not bad, is it?
So
nope, not at all.
No, it's not bad at all.
And when in formation, does that mean they have to be on base to base kind of thing?
Yeah, that's the Solar Ox thing. I'm not quite sure because you can take Solar Ox or Militia with them.
Correct.
And it was in accordance with the strength in numbers special rule for Militia. But with the strength in numbers, you can take up to 3 units for one unit, if that makes sense. But I don't know if that works in this concept, if that makes sense. I think it might. How I guess it's just 1, 2, 3, not 3, 6, 9.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, also I suppose you'd have 3 scoring units as well for the price of nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and
because they still get the 9 type.
Part of the same detachment as well. Because they don't.
Yeah, I think
they're not.
Could you say that, yeah, go on. Sorry, Chris.
Because they're not a separate detachment. They are part of the same thing. Do they
get the Legion Astartes rule? No, they don't, because they're not Legion Astartes. I'm talking nonsense. Don't worry.
Yeah, so
they've got their own rule, Legion Auxilia. So we're going to go for that in the next episode when we look at Beta-Garmon. Basically, they've got their own rules specific for a specific legion. So that's what the rules take.
Oh, nice.
So it's like I think the Death Guard are like immune to like poison or something,
and
so the
Sons of Horus one could probably all take las cannons and run with them and shoot people with them.
So
and drive tanks at full whack around the board 4 times and fire everything.
Do you want to know what it is? Let's see how broken it is. When rolling to wound against the model with the Legion Auxilia Death Guard special rule, for any attack inflicted by a weapon, either uses Fleshbane or Poison special rules, reduce the results of that roll to wound by -1. If it does not affect the strength of the attack, only the result of the roll to wound. Additionally, models of both the Auxilia, Death Guard special rule, and infantry unit type may re-roll failed dangerous terrain tests. So, just as we thought, they're just running around having a jolly old time.
Great time. So, I mean, actually, for our list challenge, they would have been a good addition. Just realised.
Yeah.
Somebody should have thought of that. I wonder who did, says Chris the Smug. Okay, very good. All right. So, would you use him? I guess is the question. Given
the overseer,
I think there are specific. I think there are specific uses. For not a lot of points, you can put a lot of models on the board.
Yeah.
And there's that's a lot of troops that can score or just hold an objective.
And bear in mind that they are part of the same detachment that he operates within.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there are certain rights of war, he says forebodingly, that
I feel some rules lawyering coming on. Right?
Absolutely, we can have a jolly old time with it. But rights of war say
some Aunt Sally specials
units in this detachment, for instance.
With most of the rights of war require they have the Legion Astartes rule, don't they? We shall see. A point of order coming up very shortly. So, but I can see a use, and again with that additional Legion Astartes esque or Solar Auxiliary / name of the Legion, I can see that. Cool.
One cool way of using him, because I'm all about the allied detachments.
Yep.
Yeah.
Each militia army or Solar Ox army. Couple of extra points on him. It's another 3. It's another tertio, basically.
Yeah, true enough.
So adds in.
Yeah. Adding even more
more
fuel to the literal fire. Yeah.
Yeah. But you could do some interesting things with have them marked out as like narratively, because this is a narrative game and we're all about that. But I did think a cool thing would be, if you're going to do word bearers, would be to have him like a demagogue and then them be cultists.
Yeah.
As a cool narrative.
Yeah, that would work. Yep. That would work. Very cool. Okay, who's next out the bag? Mr. B.
That'd be me. So we got lots of characters. Well, 5 characters in this game.
He's a right character.
We're going to start with Horus Axamund, a member of the Mournival. He has the Power Sword Mornitor, which is a mastercrafted Paragon blade with Murderous Strike 5+. He's also got an Iron Halo and a Castigus combat shield, which gives you a 5+ invulnerable save that inflicts a strength 4 hit on the enemy unit each time he makes a save using the shield in combat. So I'm assuming basically he goes like shoves it right, because shields are an offensive weapon as well as a saving, historically.
Yeah.
But when he takes a save, he has to choose what he's using. So he's going to either take the 5+ from the shield or the 4+ from the Iron Halo.
Okay.
And he also has
sort of similar to Fafnir Ran, isn't he?
Yeah,
in that regard.
He's also got a Bane Strike Bolter. He's got his Warlord trait, his specific one, Horus, basically makes him more survivable because then he can resurrect with D3 wounds as long as he doesn't suffer instant death. And he gets an extra reaction during the shooting phase.
Okay.
There's also a specific scenario for using him as well, where he gets a grudge rule against Loken. So if his unit kills Loken, he gets 1 extra victory point, which increases to 2 victory points if he kills Loken in a challenge. But I don't think he's that effective as an independent character. So
Okay.
I'll explain why. His sword is really good, but he's only got 4 attacks, and he can't increase his attacks anyway. So Murderous Strike is a little bit more, is a little bit more difficult to pull off. And the Sons of Horus's Legion trait, realistically, you need Strength 8 AP 2 weapons, to really, really use that to its best effectiveness.
What do you mean, Sons of Horus? Explain that. Sorry, you lost me there.
Well, I'm going to pull up the rules specifically, guys. If you give us a second. Right. Sorry.
So the Legion trait for the Sons of Horus is you get -1 to strength against you in the first round of combat.
Yeah. And I really think that you need a very high strength weapon to really make that properly, to defeat opponents and challenges at initiative 1. Because you want to defeat them at your initiative 1. Because he's going to struggle to kill Terminators from a distance. And yeah.
I'm a little lost, actually. So his initiative is actually, interesting enough, initiative 5 is the same as a console.
Yeah.
So and his weapon isn't unwieldy or anything, is it?
No, he's just not as
170
good
points. He's you could argue. How many wounds has he got? 3 wounds, 1 better than a Centurion.
Yeah,
and 170 points is quite a lot, I think, for him.
I just can't see him being a unit that you're going to take unless you are looking for the theme of it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. He's got nothing that is particularly. I mean, even as a Warlord trait, I think you can get that other way.
He's not generically useful.
Basically, because you want to punch out your opponents in the challenge at initiative 1, don't you? With the
initiative 1.
Initiative step 10.
I see what I mean. You want to kill your opponent, providing if your opponent has got a Thunder Hammer or a Power Fist, you want to kill them before they kill you, which you can do.
Yeah,
you can do with the strength 5, 8.
Yeah, it's just.
But again, it's multiple wounds. I get your point. 2 wound Terminator, for example, he would struggle to get
the same.
It's got 5s.
It's got 5+ is Murderous Strike.
But for the points, you can get a Praetor with Paragon Blade and Thunder Hammer.
That is exactly right. Yeah, and more wounds.
Yeah,
I know they got 3 wounds with unless you took him as a Terminator. But you're right. It's
that's kind of why I wouldn't take him. But that's just
that makes sense. That I can kind of live with. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. He's kind of generic, and you'd probably take him for theme reasons rather than anything. But again, it's Sons of Horus. So I'm always going to get the crap end of the stick when it comes to new stuff.
He's an excellent model.
Although
the model is fantastic.
The other guy that there are some good characters in Sons of Horus, to be fair. So but he's not.
They have. Next one's better though. So Chris, you want to talk us through?
Tybalt Mar from his. So he is the Black Shields chappie, if I remember.
No, he's the Sons of Horus guy.
Tybalt Mar.
This he's the one who hunts down the Shattered Legions.
Yeah.
This guy is handy.
Oh, very, very. He was in the Legacies and he wasn't so great, but
there's been he's like icing on. Who the hell am I thinking of?
They've improved that line. Endred Har.
That's who I'm thinking of. There you go. Right. So yeah, Sons of Horus, from Judgment and Legacy's triumphant return in Beta-Garmon. He is a praetor. He has hatred of the Shattered Legions. He has a lot of Bane Strike bolters going around, isn't it?
It's Sons of Horus thing, isn't it?
Yeah. He has the Culling Blade, which is a AP2 Fleshbane Murder Strike 6+ melee weapon.
That's nice.
Really
Great against Contemptors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always winning on 2+. Horrible. He has Master Legion by the Hunter's Moon. It shows him his Warlord. Automatically has the by the Hunter's Moon Warlord trait. Once per battle at the end of the controlling player's movement phase, Tybalt Marp can conduct a shock assault.
Yeah.
When he does, good lord. What have you been watching? What have you been watching the last 10 days? Just endless reruns of Carry On films and such like, isn't it? That's all it is. Just
don't
must
Google
be
that. Anyway.
No. Anyway, the Shocker is a Spider-Man villain who wore yellow and black kind of mesh attire.
Yeah.
Who was sort of a knockoff Electro. That's who the Shocker is, and that is who Graham is referring to, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Anyway, so he can perform his shock assault. Each enemy unit within 12 inches of him must take a pinning test. In addition, an army whose Warlord trait may take an additional reaction during the assault phase. In addition, an army whose Warlord has this trait, choose additional assault reaction, and he can force everyone within 12 inches of making a pinning test.
That's not terrible.
Pinning tests are super useful, because that means no reactions.
Can I do it once though? But once could be enough.
But if you're in the mix,
he's 10 points cheaper than Little Horus Accident.
Yeah,
but I would take him over Horus every day.
Absolutely.
Little Horus. He's got hatred. Shattered Legions are part of situational.
He's got a better leadership 10.
Yeah.
4 attacks.
His weapon's better.
Yeah, weapon is better. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I mean, wounding on
it's going to wound more.
Yeah,
I suppose it's. Yeah, that's true. And it's AP2, so you're always going to wound on twos.
Don't you? I think. Do you not have to re-roll Fleshbane against Dreadnoughts? Is it Poison and Fleshbane?
Yes, I think so.
Success, but even so, you're still 2+, right? So if you unless you roll a 1, you're going to do wounds. So I think he could deal with a Dreadnought actually.
Yeah.
Without too much bother. He can certainly put a couple of wounds on it in combat before it gets.
2+, 4+.
4+, 2. Yeah, he's a good 160 points. That is a good buy.
I would absolutely take him over Little Horus.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And I think was it Chris that was like not so keen on the model?
I don't think I'm a big fan of him.
No.
So I haven't put links in, which I should have done.
No, that's right. I can, Mr. B. I have fingers and I have Google. That is all I need.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's alright model-wise. He's nothing particularly interesting.
I think it was the sword that was really nice, but you don't have the 360.
I think it's because it's painted 40k style. You see what I mean? It's not really, doesn't have the kind of griminess of a heresy.
Yeah.
It's a bit too clean.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think
does he have a helmeted version? I mean, I don't suppose he does. Is that
think
Mark III he's wearing?
He is wearing Mark III. I think he does. I'm just trying to see if I can find. Give me a sec. I'll see if I can find the Warhammer community article with him in, and I'll just pop that in the chat quickly. But what doesn't show his helmet version, but
he's painted. He's painted a bit to 40k Dark Angels, isn't he?
That's what I mean. Yeah. I think I would probably get this guy to add to my army. Although I've got a few other, but I think it's for 160 points. He's a good choice.
Doesn't talk about a helmet, and I can't see a helmet in the thing, but I will pop one in the thing in the chat.
I just think he, model-wise, other than the sword, he could be anybody. That's
true enough.
That model it doesn't make him stand out as anything particular.
Well, he could be the other either. The all. The all.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Cool. What about and this the next model of that is really cool though. To be fair,
He's not. I mean, the other really cool character though, not in this book, is Varen Ashadon, and he's super good.
Yeah, he's from the previous book. Yeah,
previous one, but he's 205 points. So
yeah,
pay for what you get. Cool, very good.
All right, the next character though.
Do we know when he's out? Just out of interest, while I
think he's Tibbet Mars pre-order now. I think it was a pre-order this weekend, so it'll be 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
I can't. And what did Hibu Khan? Was Hibu Khan out for pre-order as well? I think all the characters actually were pre-order last weekend.
Okay, cool.
So
they're going to be sold out now if I try and order it.
Apparently, they're still available.
£37.50.
Characters, my brother. Characters are always crazy money.
Also, it's resin. It's a character. They don't sell many of them. I mean,
£50.
I must admit,
don't get me started on the assassin situation again.
With the last price rise, it has been a bit. Looking at some of the models now, I'm like, oh yeah, they're a bit much.
Wowzers, that's serious. All right. It's something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, I was looking at some stuff in the store, and I was like, do I really want this? Because it's very expensive.
Jeepers, that really is expensive.
Yeah, £40 for a single character that's not a Primarch is, quite frankly,
it's a little much, isn't it?
It's an appalling situation.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's resin, so it's always going to be more expensive.
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
That is what it is, and it's a character again, always going to be more expensive. But it's like, why can't you make these in plastic?
Yeah,
but they're not even like they have fancy bases anymore.
No, you're right. It's just a plain base, that, isn't it?
I'm trying to think what. Back in the day, what like Sigismund that were? They were like 50. Sigismund was like, I want to say £50 ish. It might be that now actually. But at least he came with a Sigismund is £14 more expensive than this guy, £16 more expensive than this guy. Maybe.
Really? Good.
Yeah, and he comes on a fancy base and looks super cool.
Basically a bit of a Sakaran, isn't it?
Yeah. Whereas this guy is on a basic map base.
Yeah.
And looks...
That hasn't got anything particularly spectacular about it.
Yeah, the king of generic is... it'd be better. It's an Alpha Legion model more than anything else.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to take us through Hibu Khan then, Graham? Who is a great
Hibu Khan, a dishonored commander who nearly turned against his own legion and seeks redemption as part of the Beta-Garmon, having cut off Aximan's face. Cut off his face.
Yes.
So that's how you pay a penance back.
Yeah, so that's why Little Horus has got a messed up face, because Hibu Khan cut the skin off it.
What, in like a sort of Hannibal Lecter-esque torture session?
No, it's in the middle of the battle. He just took a knife and just sliced his face off.
Ooh, that's going to sting. Okay.
Yeah.
So, despite having Master of the Legion, he is the only model with this rule. If he is the only model with this rule, I beg your pardon, your detachment can only take the Beta-Garmon riot of war.
Riot of war. And it is an absolute riot, that one.
Riot of war, yes. He can also participate in Shatter Legion's army, so that's good. He has a champion stat line and the Eben Keshig standard stubborn. Field of Pain 5+, and Karsh, whatever that is. That sounds like a
that's the
basically any unit with that special rule doesn't count towards being totals at the end for units destroyed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And his weapon. Go on, sorry.
The Sagan Mazar Right of War makes every unit within the detachment infantry have that special rule.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So they count for nothing. You count for nothing, sir.
Yeah.
If you blow them to bits, you can't use them to. Okay.
They don't
count because the whole thing is
want to play any of those missions.
The whole thing is they want to die. So
right. I see.
They turned against the Legion, and then Carla said, right, okay, well, your whole job now is to go and get yourself killed serving the Legion.
Yeah. Okay. Harsh but fair.
You've got to seek.
And he's
your
not got a bad stat line. Fiona playing 5+.
Yeah, so you got to
Stubborn.
find. You got to find penance in an honourable death.
Gotcha.
And the model
he's
is
got.
excellent.
I'll have a look at that in a second. His model, his weapon rather, the Breath of the Storm, is an improved power glaive. So strength +2, AP3 with Sudden Strike 1, and breaching 4+. That's handy.
Well,
Murderous Strike 6+. That is good. You're not wrong. It is two-handed, so no extra bonus attacks for two weapons. But even so, that's a pretty handy thing. Breaching 4+ is always good. Sudden Strike is +1, or is that reach? I always get those two wrong. Sudden Strike is, oh, come on, I should know this by now. I always get these rules mixed up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to remind myself.
I think it's +1 to your initiative, isn't it? In a challenge or
is it a big rulebook rule, or is it a
I think it's the big rulebook.
I'll look in the big rulebook.
I tell you, I'll have a little rant about this. Yeah. I hate the way the rules are split in the rulebook and the thing, because I get it. You don't want to put rules that aren't for legions that are for legions only into the big rulebook. But it's just so annoying because there's no proper index in either book, so finding them can be an absolute chew on.
Yeah, somebody messaged me the other day and they said, where are the rules for coaxial weapons? Because I can't find them anywhere.
Yeah,
and it's like, there's no point looking it's in the vehicle section. Yeah. So it's like, vehicles is where you need to look for that. It's like,
it just really needs to be that it just needs a proper index. If the books had a proper index, it would not be as bad. But right now, because there's
what someone needs to do. I'm not saying
Sudden Strike is not in the.
It's in the small book. I'm just getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it would be, I might do it myself. Just put together a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Prompt sheet, reference sheet, just of these rules. So.
All right. In a turn in which a model with this special rule charges into combat, it adds a bonus to its initiative characteristic until the end of the assault phase. The bonus added to the model's initiative step is equal to the value in brackets after the special rule. For example, Sudden Strike 2 gives a +2 to its initiative. Model that has made the sort of charge that turn doesn't get any benefit from it.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that different to Reach?
Reach just adds +1. Oh, that's in the other book. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Reach.
No,
it's in the same book. A model making attacks as part of an assault using a weapon with special rule adds the value of X, that included in part of the special
Sudden
rule.
Strike is the charge only, Reach is all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. Glad we sorted that out. Anyway, so useful weapon, like I say, if you're charging with him, initiative 5, which is exactly what you want against all those horrible initiative 4 things. Unfortunately, it's only AP3, but again, I can see breaching 4+ being super useful. He's only got 3 attacks and no way to increase beyond that. So 4 attacks on the charge. Not particularly effective in challenges against Terminators with strength 8 AP2 attacks.
Yeah.
Go on.
If Hibu Khan is the army's warlord, then both Hibu Khan and any unit he joins gains the Rampage 2 special rule.
Oh, yes. I've put that in the next section. Yes, I have. Yeah.
So,
Seeker of Atonement.
So he can potentially have up to 5 attacks. 6 attacks on the charge.
6 on the charge. Not terrible. Okay, cool. So yeah.
I worked it out that Eben Keshik will get like 60 attacks on the charge.
Okay. Not a bad, but you're absolutely right. If you had some resilient Terminators there, and he doesn't get those 4+, he's going to be in bother when somebody slaps him with a Thunderhammer.
But I was also thinking that so the Eben Keshik up to 60 attacks, but maybe your Legion Command Squad are more likely to get Rampage because they're not going to trigger bulky.
You can bear in mind that
they're not bulky. So
he's 4 attacks on the charge normally. 4 attacks. He's got 5+ feel no pain. He does breaching.
He's got an invuln. I'm assuming he's got an invuln.
4+. He has a refractor field, so 5+.
Yeah.
5 up. Okay.
So, and he will be going first in most instances because he's got that higher initiative, or at least at the same time as somebody. So, against Terminator squads, things are not. But that's true of 90% of.
Yeah, and I guess you're right with the Rampage. You've got to outnumber them. or if you've got to be outnumbered. So,
And you will be if you're attacking Terminators because they're bulky.
they're bulky, but you're on
Two
a bike.
No, he's
not on a bike.
bloke on the
Just normal
floor.
bloke. But I would, as I said, I personally would basically take him with if I was taking him with the Warlord, I'd put him with the command squad because they're not bulky, so they're more likely to get rampage.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it is a good model. You're absolutely right. It's a cool looking thing.
Yeah.
I think I don't like his unhelmeted head though.
Do you not?
No.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how I'd achieve that effect, with the wall paint, but
yeah, I really do prefer the helmet. I've got to be honest with you. But yeah, but it's horses for courses, right? But he's got a very interesting surprised bedroom face, so that would all I'd be thinking about. Okay, so yeah, who's next?
Me with Shadrach Meduson. So he's coming back from the last edition, the Lord of the Shattered Legions. So he's really good in combat. But back in the day, he sort of used to be able to put legions together and unite them into like a better army. But he doesn't have that anymore. But he's a Praetor level. He's got a Praetor stat line, Architect Pistol, and a Bolter. And he's Albion Power Gladius, which is a mastercrafted Strength +1 AP-free weapon with Breaching 5+. And he's getting Furious Charge 1 with his Warlord trait. But it doesn't really stack, so it's not,
Breaching 5+ is not as cool. I mean, it's 1 in 3 chance, isn't it?
But according to Iron Hands players, you pop him in a unit with a librarian with biomancy and Ortec Moore, one of the other characters. I think he's legacies, and you're giving Ortec Moore strength 8 AP2 at initiative on the charge. So
Iron Hands.
You're paying a lot of points for it, aren't you? I mean, you're paying for 3 characters to make that happen.
3 characters to create a little Death Star. So
yeah.
Death Stars, for me, only really work when all the Death Stars contribute in a meaningful way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so his rules are still pretty solid. He's lost a point of weapon skill under his old rules, but he can now be fielded in either an Iron Hands or Shattered Legions force, and his Warlord trait grants all Legion owners Astartes Shattered Legions or Iron Hands models in the detachment with Hatred Traitors. That's kind of handy.
That is good.
And Furious Charge for 1 turn. So that's pretty. I like that. It's powerful. It's thematic. It just works.
It's Iron Hands.
True. Yeah. His reaction.
I think we need to. I think our next Legion focus should be Iron Hands, because they're an army that basically we spent the last almost decade slagging off. We should definitely give them a. Yeah, we should definitely give them a good look over.
They are very strong.
In the legacy,
what was trash is now good, as we know. So.
In the legacy document, his bonus reaction was in the assault phase, but now it's in the movement phase. And he's got
the worst time to have a reaction, I think.
He's gotten.
I think shooting's best, assault second, movement is last.
And he's gotten stubborn and battle hardened 1, and his bolter also has rending.
So how many points does he?
He can tank strength 8 hits, and he's got a servo arm as well, so he can kill enemies in challenges pretty easy. But
he's got to be about 1,000 points.
I don't think it's
175.
Yep.
Are you having a giraffe?
Okay, but think about this in case of the Iron Hands. The Iron Hands tend to prefer shooting. He's a melee character. So
they've got those Gorgons. They're pretty useful.
Oh yeah, they are pretty useful. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Apart from them, rubbish.
What are the Iron Hands?
No.
What do they ever do for us? They gave us the Gorgons.
I think the Legion overall is a shooting Legion, not a combat Legion. If that makes any sense.
Man goes to book to see what Iron Hand special ones because he's built it up to this point. Carry on while I investigate further to see if that sweeping statement by the Hartlepool correspondent does in fact stack up to the harsh realities of my cross-examination.
Well, what did Ferris Manus ever do for us?
Exactly. Okay. Oh, right. They get all of this business. So,
I mean, it's not
shoot-
quite.
all shooting attacks made against iron hands that aren't vehicles suffer a -1 to the strength of that attack. So that makes them. That's why they're so flipping handy, isn't it? Because the dreadnoughts get that as well. So yeah, if it's a vehicle and you shoot it, it will not die 6+.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's already got it will not die, then you get a +1 to it. So yeah, that's a super handy little rule there. So yeah, you can't argue with that as everybody shooting at you. -1 strength.
We both got done over by.
Almost impossible.
In Essex, we faced a guy with that. I'm sure they were.
Yeah, he took us.
Yeah.
Both of us to the cleaners.
Yeah.
Back again.
And
For a slap up meal at Mrs. Megan's pie shop. And then cleaned us out once more. Just lulls.
Tore our breeches as trophies.
He totally did. Spanked Oliver behinds.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. That's there's residual anti Iron Hands because of our harsh treatment there.
It was well established long before that. So
he's a really decent character though, and if you can pop yourself some a melee focused list, spoilers, veterans, destroyers, he's going to do pretty well. Especially if you start shoving in some power axes and rag grenades, because you got AP2 instant death effectively. So
just shove him in.
Yeah,
I mean his weapon. I'm not sure where we get this AP2 from because his weapon's AP3, isn't it? And it's only breaching 5+. Where's that AP2 coming from?
But AP2
Well, it doesn't benefit strength 8 AP2 weapons unless fighting Sons of Horus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're getting excited.
I mean, Hatred Traitors is worth taking.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is definitely one of the better characters in this book.
Mm. And he's battle hardened, so he's effectively toughness 5, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
4.
All right.
It's in death purposes. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. It's not bad. I'll give you that. He's pretty good.
What about Endrid Har then, Chris?
Sorry, I'm just. No, you can't make him an Iron Father. That's fine. Endrid Har. Sorry.
He's a big unit. Endrid.
He's not a small lad.
No, he isn't. He's a big.
I mean, how would you short Endrid? Endy?
Endy?
I mean,
yeah.
End.
Endo.
Yeah.
The End Man.
That's it. They never think about these things, do they?
No.
Right.
Like called in the gymnasium on the back bunch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Endrid Har, the Rivenhound, Praetor of the Black Shield, the Fangs of the Emperor. Just to start this off, he's 165 points.
Mm-hmm.
And for that 165 points, you get an Archaeotech pistol, a terawatt pattern power gauntlet, an iron halo, battle hardened 1.
He's already toughness 5.
It's already toughness 5, so toughness 6. So good luck with that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere. 4 attacks, weapon skill 6. And let's have a look. So terawatt
World Eaters as well.
Well, that's fair enough. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
A man that I can get on board with. What was that stupid guy's name? Anyway, so terawatt pattern power gauntlet. Is there much to a terawatt? It doesn't seem like an awful lot.
More than a megawatt.
Well, absolutely. But what's the modification of it? So an unwieldy, brutal 2, specialist weapon, power fists, strength 2, AP2. So it's not strength 5, so there's one.
So it's a brutal 2 power fist, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. So charged attacks.
Attack.
Each time Endrid Har makes an attack with this weapon, he can make charged attacks. If he does so, half the total number of attacks Endrid Har makes, rounding up. So 4 attacks in the profile, 5 on the charge, so 3. But change the strength characteristic of the terawatt pattern power gauntlet to ×3. Yep. So that makes
12.
Strength 12.
Watch out, Land
Everything.
Raiders.
Watch out.
Yeah,
Everything.
Endred Hard's coming for you.
Uh,
Wow, that's pretty cool. How many attacks did he get?
so he has
4 attacks base.
Yeah,
So
5.
5 on the charge because it's a specialist weapon. This is not 2 specialist weapons. Doesn't look like it. Okay, cool. He's a great character. I mean,
He is a great
toughness
character.
5 is a super useful on Marine.
Additional reaction in the assault phase.
Yeah.
What
Cool
is
model.
and
It's all,
cool
it's,
model.
all, it's all going in.
And cheap as well. 165 points
It's ridiculously cheap.
for a guy
Yeah.
that's rocking out strength 12. And
Yeah.
I mean, there are lots of things where you get, reduce the number of attacks to do this special attack at, but it might be
It's
like
usually one attack.
One attack.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
3
so
attacks.
on the
at
charge,
strength
you'd get
12.
3
Yeah.
attacks on the charge, basically, if you did it that way. I mean, his warlord trait's pretty good.
Mm.
Gives 3 units that aren't bulky scout.
Yep.
I mean, you can't charge after scout, but you can get in somebody's grill, so they've got to deal with you. Turn 1.
Yeah, Volkites with breachers can really get up the board with that in turn 1.
Melter guns, even if you want to go
Melter guns, yeah.
full on. Yeah, I think he's a great character. Very cheap for the points as well. Comparison. I mean, 165 points for him. And how many was it for Horus Aximand? 170?
175.
He's not even in the same ballpark.
Nope.
170. There's 5 point difference.
Nope.
But
And-
yeah, so, I mean, it's not. He's
Oh,
not
yeah, no.
5. Little Horus is not 5 points better than this guy. This guy's about 300 points better than him.
Yeah, because because those are
that-
strength 12 brutal 2 attacks as well.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind.
You would actually, weird enough, I can't remember how the rules work for strength above 10. I think it only applies to vehicles, right?
Mhm.
Because otherwise you could double out Castafarin dreadnoughts. Strength 12, brutal 2.
We haven't
I
got
can't
over
remember what the rules are.
Sorry.
Have
We
to
haven't
look.
got over Black Shields yet, but they get, instead of Rights of War, they get what's called Oaths of Vengeance. And he basically gets to pick almost any one of them, I think, other than being disgraced, all are equal. So there's a couple of ones that, I think he would work really well. There's so you've got, he's basically just a really nice unit there. So what is it? Eternity of War is the one that you can take. So that with this one, it's when a unit fails a morale check, when enemies are from shooting, they can instead consolidate. So that's pretty handy. So yes, that's going to be good for your scouting units there, so they can basically. That's pretty handy. And then there's another one that I was looking at in our Pride is our armor, which is basically veterans for 50 points gain heart and fury of the Legion and line, and the detachment gets 2 more elite slots.
Wow. Okay.
But one of those elite slots is compulsory, and you may not take any troops. So you're taking veterans. To
Nice.
fill out your,
I guess it's a bit like Pride of the Legion kind of thing.
Yeah. Kind of, basically on steroids.
Okay.
But yeah, Heart, Fury of the Legion, and Line on veterans is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So yeah, definitely. If you're going down the Black Shields route, absolutely.
Absolutely. There's no option there. If you're a loyalist, Black Shields, take him.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So all in all, some good additions, I think, to the lexicon that is the world of heresy.
There's a couple of good ones. I think we can all agree.
Yeah,
that
it's a mixed bag.
Little Horus.
He's not in the running for top dog here, is he?
He's not. He's not turned up to the show.
It's a mixed bag, isn't it? Really, you've got a couple of great ones, a couple of meh, and one really bad one.
Horus Aximand is a no-show. Tibbet Moore isn't terrible for the points. They're pretty useful.
Super useful.
Hickory Khan, kind of middle of the road.
Medusan's probably.
Yeah,
I
Medusan.
mean, he is good, but I think top of the shop. our old boy Endritar. So can you take him? Because he is a Shattered Legion, isn't he? Is he the Shattered
No,
Legion?
it's Black Shields.
Black Shields. All right. Okay. Cool. So you have to have a Black Shields army, which is fair enough because they do get some downsides, don't they? So
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best for the points. Maybe with Medusan coming in second.
Definitely.
I think anyone checking out Strength 12 multiple times.
It's not to be laughed at, are they?
No.
I know he's going last, but he's got a 2+, 4+.
Mm.
He's toughness 5 as well, so most things are going to be wounding him on, unless it's power fists, but you can't double him out.
Yeah.
No, you cannot very easily. I mean,
Yeah, unless you're currently adorned in gold and wielding a certain power from it.
There is that.
I think that's the only thing it really can. So, or a dreadnought perhaps, but I think
cannot find in the I can't find in the rulebook what it says about strength above. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. I tried to find it as well. I was trying to find the thing about weapon skill above. And certain number as well, where you get the extra reroll a shot and stuff. Can't you? I was trying to find
it's
that.
definitely in there somewhere, but goodness me, can we find it?
Yeah.
If you know where it is, let us know.
Labyrinth of
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's definitely knocking about in there somewhere. We just can't remember where.
Yep.
So yeah, okay. You'd think it'd be somewhere sensible, but it probably won't be. Allocate wounds or something.
No.
Okay.
No. Christ, no.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
The nopes.
Shall we move on to our list challenge then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. Okay, so first list challenge of 2024. We kind of deviated. I think it might be.
No, we have done them, but
have we?
It's all over the place.
Yeah, okay. We're do them every. People love them. We do them all the time in a new punk rock world.
That's it. I mean, we've barely been recording an hour, and we're already onto list challenges. This may be the shortest Age of Empire episode.
What are we on?
Ever known to man. We might as well be at this point.
I know, right?
Right. Someone start dancing to whatever the hits of the day are. Because
I think it was Dreams by Fleetwood Mac was the way forward. Was that's a bit last year?
I think that's perhaps a bit Instagram as opposed to a bit TikTok.
Okay.
Or possibly even a bit MySpace. Who knows?
Taylor Swift, maybe.
Yeah, Taylor Swift always in vogue. As old Swiftie. So yes. So what are we doing? We are doing this challenge based around how many documents it would require you.
The soup challenge.
The soup challenge. You've heard of the soup kitchen? Welcome to the soup challenge.
Yes.
So how many documents it would require you to run this particular army of choice?
Yes.
So
we're looking for variety. Yeah, different craziness. The most innovative use of the PDFs. Yes, I think this could be good fun. And again, the thing about the interesting about Heresy is you're not limited by the number of detachments anymore.
Nope, you are not.
Woohoo! Could be really interesting.
Could be a lot of fun. So, shall I get things?
Get the party started.
Yeah, go for it.
So, do you want me to tell you how many documents up front it requires?
Let us tell us, please.
So, you need 5 books and 3 PDFs.
Oh,
5
books. That's like every book in the
1, 2, 3. Hang on. 4. 5. Oh, no, that might be 6. 1, 2.
That's ridiculous.
Cathonia, the Astartes book, the Mechanicum book, Beta-Garmon book, the Imperium book, and Hereticus. Yeah, 6.
Nice.
Six books, 3 PDFs.
3 PDFs. All right,
That's
fair
pretty
enough.
good. Go for
Oh,
it.
this is going to be interesting.
This is gonna be.
You just basically sniped characters from each one, just a book number. It has to maintain a theme, remember?
Okay.
Not just random.
All right. Pipe down, old man. So, here's the theme.
Go on then.
Last-ditch defenders of terror. Sort of whatever we've got kicking around, that's what's getting involved. Scratch it's sort of Shattered Legions, but not requiring Shattered Legions. It is shattered everything we can throw at anything.
Okay,
Right.
the kitchen sink.
This is the kitchen sink list, yeah.
Okay, very good.
And there will be some controversy because
There's bound to be.
There's bound to be.
Oh, it's going to be.
So, starting off with PDF number 1, it's the Legacies PDF.
Oh,
for my White Scars HQ choice, Solomon Khan is 180 points.
Left field, yes.
Yeah, left field. He has a power weapon that is Strength 10, AP 2, Brutal 2, Specialist Weapon, Reaping Blade 1, Hammer Hand. And he does that all at Unwieldy, but he is similar to Medusa. 4 attacks. Yeah, rocking out Strength 10. But the nice thing about this chappie is he's an ally of the Silent Order. So a detachment that includes Solomon Khan may include a single Knight Centura as a non-compulsory HQ choice without taking up a force organization slot.
Nice.
So,
very nice.
1 Knight Centura for 55 points from Liber Imperium. Thank you very much.
Sneaky. Love it. Okay.
That is.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy.
I'll allow it. That's nice. Good choice.
It works within the theme. Last Ditch Defenders of Terror. Character allows it without being a push. I could have been really cheeky, taken a Raptora squad and taken one of the transports because they count as sworn brothers to each other. So you could have had them running around in the.
Isn't there something that prevents them from doing that?
Possibly. I didn't bother.
There was discussion about this.
There's only so many points a man can spend.
Is that the
June crawler?
Yeah, I think there's something very specific that says system silence and getting it. Because I think people started putting Gulliman in it and stuff like that. I remember.
Cheeky devils. So
you did.
Yeah. Right. Next up, we have my second HQ choice. Bear in mind that it's only taken up 1 HQ choice, and it's given me 2 HQs.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
And I'm just making, just playing.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back, he says.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Next up, we have a Centurion Forge Lord. And the nice thing about a Forge Lord is you can then take Thalax as an elite choice.
You totally can.
So that's 4 Thalax for your money. Thank you very much, sir. And that's a lovely use of the Mechanicum book.
Yeah, very good.
And also fills in with the theme of what have we got? Let's throw it at it. We then have a company command squad for the Forge Lord, which is the Beta-Garmon book.
Yeah.
So that is 4 books and a PDF straight off the bat. I came to play big balls list challenge today.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
So my third and final.
There is some elegance to be had as well.
This is all. Look, there's nothing inelegant about this. The third HQ choice, because we're last ditch defenders of terror, is obviously a overseer console with 2 infantry squads, all with las carbines. But they are militia, not Imperium, because
so it's a PDF.
So it's a PDF.
Okay.
Not quite as good as the Solar Ox, obviously, but they are the dregs of what's left to fight, and
very good.
It's another PDF.
All righty, go on then. Good so far.
Good so far. I then, in my elite choice, so I've already got the Thalax. I then have a squad of 3 rapiers, all with las cannons.
Yep.
Just to have a little bit of range fighting. Then on to my troops. We have 2 assault squads both with 5 additional guys in them, and they all have power weapons. There's 3 power weapons in the unit.
3 power axes in there, is there?
Yep.
Yep, as per the Chris Mills standards.
The Chris Mills rubber stamp. Yep.
Yep. Then we get to our other 2.
Is that your battle scribe template? It just comes up with 3 this troop guys, just 3 guys with power.
I have endless Google Sheets documents with just assault squad under the troops banner, just waiting to be pulled in. That's
Yeah.
That's it. Auto ready to roll. And also, I did think about taking like tactical squads, but I thought White Scars, I want it to be a little bit quick, because I'm not taking anything that isn't boots on the ground.
Very good.
So then we get to my other 2 troop choices. So we've got 2 Inducti squads from the Cathonia book.
Yes.
They take the place of Legion Despoilers.
Yeah.
And that concludes my troop choices.
Are they not they're not compulsory, are they?
No.
Inducti.
But
what was the other one you had? Oh, the two
assault squads are, yeah.
Don't
you worry.
You know me.
No,
I
absolutely. I know what I'm up against. Then got
chink
in the. Oh, absolutely. Don't you worry. We then have a fast attack Seeker squad with Nemesis bolters.
Good choice.
And to round out the primary detachment, we have a heavy support squad with 3 additional people with las cannons.
I think actually it's interesting. Seekers with Nemesis bolters, I think, are much better than Recon Marines and Nemesis bolters.
Yeah.
There's an argument, but because their weapon ballistic skill 5 are hitting on 2s, and I've had a Recon squad forever, and hitting with these things is just so frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can totally buy into that.
Then this is where
it gets interesting. I was like, that's not 3,000 points.
That's not 3,000 points. This is where things are going to get controversial. So buckle, those of you listening at home, you may want to turn your speakers down, get your tin hats on, because I've
get your rule books out for some very interesting challenges coming.
Well, I think there'll be some other things further on when I discuss the entire post of this. But I've got an allied detachment of Alpha Legion.
Right.
Okay.
I have a Saboteur as my HQ choice, thereby using the Hereticus book. I use and I've got a simple troop choice of a Breacher squad.
I have to check that the Saboteur is in fact not a support HQ type.
I think it might be. I don't think it would matter for HQ for a.
It does matter because it's got to be. You've still got to have the compulsory. You might be okay.
I might be okay. I don't think I am.
Let's have a look. Let's see what our survey says. Everybody is frantically now.
Saboteur. Saboteur gives infiltrate and force colour special rules for skirmish subtype editions. Saboteur may never be selected as the army's warlord and may not join any unit other than the Seeker squads or Headhunter kill teams.
I don't see that being a problem.
Don't see him.
It doesn't say that they're a
awesome
support type, so you're in like Flynn.
Yeah,
they can't be the warlord.
Nope,
but he's not the warlord, right?
He's not the warlord.
HQ choice.
He is the HQ choice for the allied detachment. Beautiful stuff.
You planned ahead, eh?
I told you I came to play. I came to play. I then have
sparkling water. Oh, my nerves.
I've got an Efreet squad from the Attack on Nikon City PDF.
Oh yeah. I know. I've had a go. Those ones are the shotguns, aren't they?
They are the shotguns, but I've given them Nemesis bolters.
Oh, okay.
Because and So, using the rewards of treachery.
Oh, what are you portaling in from some other dimension at this point?
A 5-man squad of Templar Brethren from the Imperial Fists. One with the HQ's got a Solarite Power Gauntlet. So those are the units I've taken. I have taken the Sagir Mazan Right of War because I feel that as it would, given the situation that I'm pitching them in at, where basically their lives are just being sold to buy time, I think it works narratively. But let's get into the finer points of Rights of War, because I feel, ladies and gentlemen, that mine and Graham's holiday in a week's time, where we go away together, could be quite tense after the next 5 to 10 minutes. when I try to do some things that I know are definitely questionable at best.
Okay, go on then.
But hell.
Ooh.
So, Right of War, the Sagir Mazam. Eben Keshage, maybe take as troop choices, don't care. All units composed entirely of models with the infantry unit type in a detachment using the Right of War must be given the Karash, so they all get the we don't count towards points, and Feel No Pain 5+ special rule. All models with both Legion Astartes White Scars and the Karshan special rules in attachment using this Right of War gain the Fearless special rule for the duration of any assault in which they make a successful charge. Okay. So it's the second bullet point that I'm kind of all
so
units
far, so
composed.
good. So let me just, before we go any further, let's just clarify some points of order.
Yeah.
So all infantry would basically get this rule that are part of this detachment.
Yeah.
It doesn't say all infantry with Legion Astartes White Scars. It just says all infantry in this detachment. So that means the Solar Auxilia get it.
Yep.
And it means that the Falak get it because they're infantry as well.
That was the bit that
I don't disagree with that.
Okay. Everything in my army is infantry.
Right.
So everything in my army has at least a 5+ Feel No Pain.
Not everything. Only the primary detachment. Not.
Oh, sorry. Apart from the
allied detachment.
Allied detachment doesn't. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that does mean I've got 40 militia with a 5+ Feel No Pain as an absolute.
If it just says infantry, not infantry with the brackets.
No, it does. It just says infantry.
So unfortunately, much I'd like to screw you over on a technicality, I think you may have, rather by luck than judgment.
I don't know. I read it quite a number of times, and I cross-referenced it quite a number of times, going, is this the thing that I can do? Because it feels a bit icky.
But this is in the FAQ, of course, and it says, don't be ridiculous.
Yes, fool of a took. It could well be.
I think it's all right. 5+ Feel No Pain for those third Ox guys.
So the militia get 5+ Feel No Pain. The Thalax get 5+.
Militia, sorry.
So that is the whole army. If the whole majority of that army has got a 5+ Feel No Pain. Yeah.
And
it's only
the other stuff.
Saboteur. It only doesn't affect a squad of breachers, 5 Templar Brethren, 5 Ifrits, and the Saboteur. Who cares about the Saboteur? And none of those units in the primary detachment count towards scoring purposes.
Interesting. It's an interesting
very
list.
interesting.
Give you that. Not very effective, but very interesting.
It's going to struggle to be effective.
Not very effective, he says. It's probably it would be. You're absolutely right. It's
all over the place.
It's a theme more than anything else. It is.
Yeah, I love the theme. You could definitely say it on its
last scratch. The Alpha Legion are a little bit cheeky.
Yeah.
And I could have done it.
Use them to teleport another unit in via the rewards of treachery thing.
I could have just taken an additional allied detachment of Imperial Fists if I wanted to.
That would have also been an option.
But I quite like the idea of Alpha Legion just going and doing their own thing, and
It's a little bit Inception, though, isn't it? It's like Alpha Legion fighting alongside White Scars, but then they're teleporting in effectively Imperial Fists. But who are actually not Imperial Fists, they're actually Alpha Legion.
Yeah, but the White Scars don't know that they're not Templar Brethren. They are, as far as they're aware, and they're all fighting and killing the same people, but the Alpha Legion are just operating in their own little world, as they like to do. And also, I wanted to get Hereticus in there.
Could you have teleported in Huskarls for another document?
Yes, I could have done points. However, because I wanted to get the Afrits in for the Nikon City, so it was a toss up between those two things really, and I felt Templar Brethren fitted what I was doing slightly more. So yeah, I'm denying you quite a lot of points when you absolutely crush me, because the most amount of points you can get for killing my units are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
denial of points and lots of save to be made.
Do you want to go next, Graham, or shall I?
Yes, let me counter that with a more elegant weapon.
Oh yeah,
for a more civilized time.
Okay.
So I've gone for a Siege of Terror attacking force. So all guns are blazing. So Sons of Horus.
How many
attachment?
How many documents?
Not as many as you. I think probably 4, possibly 5.
Amateur hour.
I know it is amateur hour, but I feel that in terms of the theme, it's much more an elegant package, as it were. So HQs.
Yep.
So first out the bag from a PDF is the Centurion with the Praevian upgrade, but the Praevian upgrade for the corrupted engines.
Okay, yep.
So he is basically a Praevian, but he will be giving me a lovely Decimator, just from another PDF, as a heavy support option.
Nice.
Okay. Then I've gone a Centurion, Esoterist.
Yep, for Demons of the Ruinstorm.
Yeah.
He's going to be pulling in Demons of the Ruinstorm.
Nice.
Okay. And then a Colts Ablimato from Siege of Cathonia book. So that's 1, 2, 3 possibly already. Yeah, 3 books. 2 books.
So you've got Cathonia.
3 books. Yeah, Cathonia. I've got the PDF for the corrupted engines.
Demons.
And the Demons of the Ruinstorm.
Yeah.
As well as, of course, Hereticus, which is in the HQ. So the Colt Sublimo is pretty handy, actually. He's got a great weapon. 130 points, not bad. The only thing is, as I've played with him a few times, don't make him charge anything on his own, because he just dies to Overwatch. So charge things that have already been charged. But he's pretty cool. He's got some great rules. Strength 8, AP2, initiative, thumping, which is not to be laughed at. Then I've gone for 2 Cassaferum Dreadnoughts from the Legacies.
Yeah.
They're not in the main book. And then my first Ruinstorm Demon unit, 6. So I've got the 2 Cassaferum Dreadnoughts who've got plasma cannons. So they're kind of like the old school Chaos Dreadnoughts. Plasma cannons and power fists. The Ruinstorm Demons, I've gone for 6 Brutes. Brutes are dead handy.
Yeah.
And the thing about the Esoterist, sorry, I mentioned this, he's on a jet bike.
Cool.
So the plan is, he's going to be with a squad of Sky Hunters, is that I would hide him if I didn't have the first turn. But if I get the first turn, he goes flying forward. Then he uses 12 inches from there, he can bring in his portal. And then the demons come rocking out, or one unit of demons will come rocking out turn 1.
Right.
So basically, he goes forward after hiding. So he's going to go 14 plus 12, puts his little teleport thing down. And then I bring in probably the Brutes turn 1 to then charge whatever happens to be on the back line and tie them up, which would be great fun. So that's the kind of tactic for them. So yeah, Ruinstorm Demon Brutes.
Can you do it turn 1?
Yeah, because you can cast the spell turn 1. No bother. All I've got to do is pass the psychic test. Otherwise, but if I don't pass the psychic test, it still comes in, but it scatters.
Yeah.
So yeah, Demon Brutes got a great stat line. Weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 3. Well, that's okay. They're not shooting. Strength 5, toughness 5, 3 wounds. Their initiative is 3. So, initiative 5. I beg your pardon. So fantastic. 3 attacks, leadership 7, 4 plus save. So they're going to die heavy bolters. But their weapons, strength. So it'd be strength 5, AP 3. So I can chuck these at a, las cannon squad if I was feeling brave. Brutal 2, and an immaterial blades basically on a 6 plus. I think it is the AP 2 as well. They got a number of attacks, so
that
would be a lot of them, and they would be hard to shift. So turn 1, welcome to some brutes. In my troops choices, I've got a recon squad with nemesis bolters, just to snipe anything that's annoying me. Hopefully, only 5 of them, but I've given them an orbit scanner just in case, and an orbit scanner basically for night fighting reasons, so they can still see, and a Nuncio Vox for my artillery, which is coming. And then I've got a lesser demons group, so just 11 lesser demons. So these again would come in when the probably turn 2, but because they're scoring, I'd try and get one on objective. And again with the reconnaissance squad, I'd want them on an objective turn 1 with the infiltrate, and then just 2 kind of giveaway tactical squads. Nothing special on those guys. I have got artificer armor on them, but I've stopped using that now, so I should probably update that to a no artificer armor. In the fast attack, I know a fast attack section. I've actually got some things in it this time. 4 Sky Hunters. So Sky Hunter Sergeant, I've given him the multi-motor on the bikes, and the other bikes I've all given them Volkite culverins. 5-point upgrade, but it's a lot of shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could be cool. Heavy support, the aforementioned Decimator. The range weapons of Decimator are pretty rubbish, so I've just given him the claws.
They are,
Heavy flamers. He's basically there to charge ahead.
He's still got that burner thing.
He has got a soul burner petard.
That's it.
But it's pretty rubbish in comparison to what you get for a Leviathan. He's kind of got a Leviathan-esque stat line, just not quite so good. But yeah, he'll be basically going forward. And again, he's as tough as a Leviathan, so he's going to take some shifting. And then I've gone for my sort of classic backline, really. 2 Scorpiuses with searchlights, and again the Nuncio box on the recon squad to make sure it doesn't scatter too far. And then my sort of go-to shooting tank is the Omega Squadron, so 2 Omegas with las cannons on them. And then finally, for another book, the Chiton Demon Engine rocking in, causing bother, and again he'd be charging forward, axe of brutal 3-ness, super effective piece of work. So books in total, I don't think goes above 4.
6. Cathonia, Demon PDF,
no, I think the
Corrupted
Demon
Engines.
PDF, the Corrupted Engines is the same for the Chiton and the Decimator.
Okay, so Cathonia, Demons, Hereticus, Legacies. Yeah.
So that's okay, but actually I'm not far off running this army list, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's kind of doable. But it's not too mad, but it's right up there. I think it'd be pretty cool. Again, everything's going to be going pretty close turn 1, so it's kind of a Chris Mills special.
I think if you were going to do it in the context of what this list challenge is, I think having a Forge Lord in there and having some sort of quote unquote Dark Mechanicum.
Yeah, I think about Dark Mechanicum allies would have probably been interesting. And there's an argument that says,
but the problem with doing this challenge is stuff is expensive quickly.
I mean, there is an alternative path which you can take, which actually is slightly more effective battle wise. Is take Mechanicum allies as cheaply as possible, but you give the Magos or the Archmagos the kind of Dark Mechanicum upgrade, if you like, and then he can buff the Chiton, and you can use the Decimator in their heavy support choice, because the Dark Mechanicum can take the Decimators as actually heavy support choices, which makes them super useful. So you could have potentially thrown the heavy support choice, but then you don't need the Praevian if you see them with the upgrade. So 6 and 2 3s. But theme wise, totally works. And again, it's kind of like some real, because the the chiton has got 14-inch move, but it's also got the flank speed rule.
Mhm.
So if it doesn't shoot, it can still move another X number of inches. I can't remember how many, and then charge. So
Gotcha.
turn 1, you'll be dealing with 6 brutes and a chiton in your face. Which
Yeah,
I
that's
appreciate.
yeah. No, it's a nice thing to think about. Just
Yeah. So
that.
and then coming up behind that, you've got the Sky Hunters if you want. You've got some great shooting from the Scorpius and the Omegas, the Decimator, and the 2 Castaferan Dreadnoughts to provide a little bit of strength in the backbone. And then it's just getting your scoring units onto where they need to be. Which they would be.
Nice.
So that's not bad.
Right.
So yeah,
That's a good list.
that's me. But yeah, Siege of Terror is basically corrupted, Sons of
Yeah,
Rocks point, going
Yeah.
full on chaos. So that is me.
Cool.
Very
Mr.
nice.
B, what have you done for us?
You're gonna have to give me a
wild
minute because my phone's just decided to restart while in the middle of the
Dog ate my homework.
So I will. It's just I don't know what's doing right now. Just like blank. Well, I'm just gonna pause the recording while I.
Isn't that your burner phone?
No, that's my normal phone.
Oh, you have a burner phone then?
I'm just gonna stop the recording while I wait. Oh, that's what it's doing. It's updating. Right at the
that's what
worst
you use
time.
it for, isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah, but editing, we are back, and I've got my list here. So I'm using 7 documents, so not quite as many as Chris, but maybe mine isn't quite so crazy as Chris. I don't know.
Few would be. I think it's fair to.
Yeah.
Brave.
So right, we are again. I've got. I think so. Siege of Terror is pretty much the.
I think it's the easiest context to do kind of mishmash.
Yeah. Definitely
mishmash
is.
lists, unless you're doing Shattered Legions.
Yeah, I think you're right. 'Cause just in terms of a theme, it's like where everything was kind of thumped in together. So it does
Everything
make sense.
everything was thrown out and everything worked together at some point. So.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm starting with an Astartes as my main detachment, and they are Imperial Fists, and we're going with the Stone Gauntlet as my right of war. And right at the back, Sigismund is the Warlord.
Oh, he's gone big. He's gone big.
I have. So that's 1 document for the
Astartes,
Warlord. Yeah, and then we have gone with a unit from the Exemplary Battles, the Huskarls. We've got 4 of them, and they've got all got Solarite power gauntlets. Sorry, 5 of them. They've all got Solarite power gauntlets,
Okay.
which I think is kind of canny.
Yep.
Okay. Then we're moving into
Kind of canny.
Yeah, I think they're kind of canny.
They're kind of overpowered.
Then we've got 2 apothecaries.
It's all largely the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And a Castaferum dreadnought with 2 Gravis las cannons.
So that's another book or a PDF actually, Legacies.
Yes. Oh yeah, legacies. And then we've got troops. We've got 2 identical Phalanx Warder squads, 10 men, with in a a Proteus carrier, Land Raider. So that's going to be, they're going to be equipped with obviously a apothecary. One of them is going to have Sigismund, and they're just going to sort of burst out of the Land Raiders and do some damage, because Phalanx Warders are tough as nails.
They are.
Okay.
It's just expensive. 260 points, 220 points, something like that. Just...
They're 245, I think it is.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
For this. And then we have a squad of Legion Inducti with 1 heavy bolter and an augury scanner. So that's another book.
Siege of Cathonia.
Cathonia. Yep. Then we're moving into an allied detachment of Solar Auxilia. So we've got Liber Imperium, and we're starting out with a Legate Marshal with just as he comes, no upgrades to him. A Belatarius Tertio with just 1 single 10-man storm section. Then a infantry tertio with 2 20-man squads, all with bayonets, an augury scanner, and Auxilia Vexelia, and a command section, just 5 men with las rifles, no bayonets on those ones, and an auxiliary Vexelia. In heavy support, we're bringing in armor support tertia with a single destroyer. Because why not?
Is that the one for the legacies as well?
That's another legacies document.
Well, it's the same document. It's all from Lego.
It's the same.
No, two documents. There's a Solar Auxilia legacy, and there's a.
Of course, there is. You're absolutely correct, Mr.
Sneaky.
I do apologise. I
Okay, get 10 points to Mr. B. Well done.
Solar leg, yeah, lovely.
We'll allow it.
Okay. And then finally, we've got a Lord of War detachment with a Questorus Knight Styrax.
Okay.
Liber Mechanicum. So that's 7 documents in total. So that's my list. It's I don't think it'll be very particularly effective, but why not?
Okay. Why not? It's out there. Okay, so now we've digested that. Let's talk Turkey.
Yeah.
So, the normal rules apply. Obviously, a bonus point this week for the number of books.
No,
PDFs,
Chris got the bonus point.
Stuff written in crayon on the back of a
Oh,
packet.
I think
Whatever.
you'll find it's all properly accounted for and perfectly legal. Even you said so yourself.
I did. Chris Owens gets the bonus point this month.
I must admit, I was half tempted to, instead of going for the Huskarls, go for the Hammerfall Bunker, just because it's ridiculous.
Oh yes, that is.
That would be a way to go.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Okay, cool. So with that in mind, so Chris is on 1. Let's go with our normal fun to play against thing. So Chris is going to have to wade through a ton of books.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally, the game would take about 6 years as he had to somehow work out all of the rules.
I mean, one of those books is literally just for one, just for the Knight Centura. So
Yeah, you could take a photo of that.
you could take a photo of that. Again, infantry squad for the militia PDF. It's just 1 unit, so you could just screenshot that. Everything else, yeah,
it's all over the gap.
Yeah, in terms of fun to play with or against, in terms of if you were at a tournament, I'd love to. Do you know what? I'd love to rock up at an event with this list and just spend 20 minutes just getting. Just
you kind of play Thorb on it and just grinder it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because
that's what
you would get at best 2 turns at best.
You could just
so all you got to do is to make sure that you've got enough guys on the objectives in the first 2 turns, because there's no way they have enough time to finish a game. Because you'd be, wait a minute, I've just got to look at. Oh no, it's this.
Because you know what it would be. Why haven't you got post-its? Why haven't you got bookmarks? Oh, well, I tried, but they always fall out,
Yeah. Oh, silly me.
I've never thought about that.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But in terms of theme, which we obviously have to consider as part of the fun to play against, it's got a theme.
Yeah, it's definitely got
not just a random set of things.
I think without that
great theme,
I say the Solar War Siege of Terror is basically the
made for this
corsetry that will hide any number of
theme-based ills. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I think if you looked at it out of that context, I can fully accept that someone might look at the list and go, "It's just you've just thrown everything at it just to see what sticks," kind of thing, which is entirely fair. But I did build it, and it was built with the intention that it has. The Ifrit squad perhaps are a slight bit of drizzling on top of the...
I'm always worried about people who ally in Alpha Legion into a loyalist. I know you can. It's an argument whether you should.
Yeah.
But
because I was fully at one point exploring, can I ally in word bearers? Are all the demon summoning things restricted to traitors? And they totally are. Absolutely.
Totally are.
Because I thought having a Knight Centura fighting alongside demons for about 5-10 minutes seemed very entertaining.
Somebody would say, well, they're not they're just distrusted allies or something.
Yeah, that's it. But no, it definitely can't be. I couldn't find a way of doing it. I even looked to see if there were ways of using the thingies of the Alpha Legion treacheries thing to see if there was a particular unit that could summon from any of the PDS, but I couldn't find anything.
No. Okay.
Very disappointing.
Who do we think, if this was on the table and you're about to start the game, what would be the most fun to play against or with? I think with is a big factor at this one, to be honest with you.
So in terms of admin, mine is zero fun to play with.
Yeah, but it might be more fun to play against. So
yeah, but yours is fairly light on the admin, Mr. B. You've got quite a lot of.
Yours is.
You've just got basically it's an allied list with a Astartes Knight.
Yeah.
Which but then is it really pushing the theme to its?
That's it.
There's 7 documents there, so
there is. That's true, but it still feels like it's still a Imperial Fists with, and I guess with an allied detachment rather than doing the cool kind of stuff that Chris has done with bringing additional units into his main detachment.
Chris really nailed it.
So I didn't come to mess around. I do like your list, Graham. I think it could be fun. Demons are always good fun.
I'm out of
the Easter
your
Terrorist.
Chris would get my vote in this one, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that. But it's mostly on the play against. I don't think it's so much play with, but definitely play against.
I think the only thing that worries me about your list, Graham, is that once the Easter Terrorist is dead,
he's only going to be around for 2. I mean, I'll put him with a squad of bikes. So the idea is that.
But if someone's if a Primarch or someone with a sniper rifle through the head, it does.
I mean, I think if he gets in theory, he should be able to get the brutes out, right? Just because I should be able to hide those bikes, and then they've got a long old range, and there's additional 12 inches. So that's probably as good as he can get. I think I wouldn't expect much more out of him, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
he has got some. He could get involved in combat as well, of course.
Yeah,
but I think
he's still a console. He's not.
And I've given him a power bar from the Sons of Horus armory, so that's pretty useful. Strength +2, I think. Breaching 4s might be 5s, but I think I would. For me, my vote would go to Graham because I like the demon element. Yeah, but I think Mr. Beast voted for you, so you get the one.
Yeah.
2 points.
What about the battlefield effectiveness?
Oh yeah,
Mr. Beast is no slouch.
Mr. Beast is that knight's going to cause a problem. Those brutes are going to cause a problem because they're going to get stuck in fairly rapidly.
Don't ignore
the Omega's going to be a headache.
The Khitan is super effective.
Yeah, he's an
absolute beast.
Yeah,
he's so fast and so big. So there's going to be 2 big things to have one, and then there's stuff to back it up. I think.
Here's the thing.
The rest of the turns.
Here's the thing. All of both of your armies against my army.
Yeah.
You can kill as much of my stuff as you like.
Not getting the victory points.
But you're not getting a victory point.
Yeah, but bear in mind, there's only one mission with victory points. The others are going to be objectives, which you would still get.
But it's got
counter.
Yeah,
secondary objectives.
Secondary objectives.
Secondary objectives. But most games,
don't count
the majority of the points are going to be objectives. Yeah. To be fair.
Yeah.
I think my army would take Mr. B's army.
I think it's probably
the Omegas didn't take out the Land Raiders. The Khitan definitely.
Mr. B, how many troops choices?
3. But Inducti don't count as line. Inducti, are they line or
only if it says specific? I think they might be.
Depends on whose they are. I think. Let me just have a quick look. Cathonia book. No, that's Hereticus.
I have 4 scoring units.
Yeah, which is kind of the
2 of those could get onto objectives.
Yeah, and plus they're going to be backed up by I mean, you could get your demons out of scoring units very rapidly as well.
Exactly.
wouldn't
Okay, the
have to take
option would be to when I have to put the brutes for turn one, I could bring the
Yeah,
particularly on one of those games where it's like get on as many objectives turn one
Yeah.
and try and get as many points as possible. I'd have the recon marines infiltrate onto your objective, and I'd have the demons to basically summon
yeah.
into them, land on
yeah.
objective.
I think for the mobility element, and I think probably a lot of those missions now are get and hold or get a point at the end of the turn, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Volume is always going to be a nuisance.
It's going to be a thing.
So yeah, I give Graham.
I mean, it's a tough list you got there, Mr. Beaver. I think I might just.
Yeah.
I've got a bit more shooting. There's lots of templates as well to deal with from the plasma cannon.
You can get stuff onto the objectives quicker as well. And as we saw at the recent event, a lot of those missions were hold an objective, get a point every turn kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And you could easily rack up 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Sort of, or maybe two turns of good scoring, which is always in what is realistically a 4-turn game now. An absolute nightmare to try and.
That's what I've definitely been finding is that getting onto the objectives early is the way to go, because it's hard to get those objectives later in the game because you've got less things to do it with. So even if it means sacrificing things, you just got to get the points.
I would give it to Graham, but I don't only because of that, only because you can get that early scoring in a bit.
One to me, and then cost, the final factor.
So
indeed,
mine came in at £967.
Okay. I might be doing all right then on that.
I've got 2 Omegas. I've got a Khitan. I've got the Decimator. And I paid for the Demon Brutes actually no, I didn't. I used the because I've given them putrid corruption, so I used the Nurgle sort of demon brutey things with the big flappy wings. So 967 was mine. There's a lot from Forge World in there. The Decimator itself's not cheap. Got to buy the arms for it as well.
See.
And the Ablimo, I mean, he's 28 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
For a small model. So it's not. And I've also bought the Esoterrorist or the Librarian. Again, another resin model.
See, that's it. You're going crazy money pretty quickly on some of those things.
Yeah.
Whereas Captain Infantry over here, which is all plastic these days, bearing in mind. Even the militia.
Solar Auxiliate.
So
the militia, you can do whatever it is.
Solar box and get a ton of those in. With various little upgrades to turn some things into like Seekers and stuff like that. I've added quite a hefty additional £100 onto my total, which would bring it to about £820.
Nice.
And that's with a large kitty for additions.
I'm coming in at £748.50
with the knights.
The knights 150 something.
They're all cheap, isn't
but it's a lot of it is the knights. One of the most expensive knights they do because it's resin partly, but it's like most of it is plastic. I mean, you've got your plastic apothecaries aren't too much. Sigismund is resin. I've just used a venerable dreadnought for my Castaferum. Phalanx Warders are a bit
difficult. Your theme though.
Yeah, that does fit your theme. Yeah, Phalanx Warders are a bit difficult because they come in packs. You've got to upgrade the despoiler squad, the Mark IV despoiler squad, and you've got to buy 4 packs of each to get 2 20-man squads. I've got to have lots of leftover models. I'm gonna have 5 leftover Terminators and 10 leftover Mark III Marines, because Mark III Marines are some reason slightly cheaper than
they are. I noticed that. The Mark 6.
The Mark 6. So it's like, I'm just going to Mark 6 all the time.
Mark 3.
Sorry, Mark 3 all the time. Then now with the solar being so cheap, what I have done for the destroyer is I've taken a Lehman Russ, and what I'm going to do is where the last cannon will go, shove the Vanquisher. Yeah,
The vanquish gun. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
yeah, and then
Try and model it that
sort of
way.
use plastic card to sort of seal up the top.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
only way I can see that working for me. But yeah, no. So that's pretty much my plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. And Mr. B gets a point for
Yep. I get a point for.
cost effectiveness. You get a point for
So
output
basically,
effectiveness.
So Chris is
it's
going to
all been a
win.
draw, but for the bonus point for number of books and PDFs used. Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number of crazy rabbit holes you find yourself down at 2 a.m. going, I wonder what if.
Okay, very good.
I did enjoy it. I thought it was it made me look at things that Overseer I hadn't really paid attention to until I was going through that book, and then I was like, so I can take up to 60 additional guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you that Right of War also made me think, I think, interesting. It made me think about some things and some potentially awful things you could do. Because bear in mind, you could have multiple overseers if you wanted to.
Yeah,
that is also true. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I mean,
So
you
yes.
have two because they're a support choice, aren't they? So
Yeah, that's still 120 guys on the board.
it's a fun one. Anyway, right. So so that would mean
honestly
Chris wins on. Yeah,
I
go on.
thought for a minute, Mr. B, you had a big gold chain on them for a second.
Chain.
It's just the way your vest lay for a second. I thought he's
Singlet.
full.
I thought it was
Singlet.
like the fact that I spilled a bit of super noodles on the top earlier.
Are you Oslo from Keeping Up Appearances?
Basically, yeah. Oslo.
The dream, Mr. B.
Yeah,
The dream.
Okay,
I just need to baseball card.
for all of our international listeners, definitely Google Keeping Up Appearances. There's nothing more quintessentially British comedy than Patricia Routledge in Keeping Up Appearances.
Oh, that's it.
You want to understand who the English were in the 90s?
Yeah,
that's the TV show.
I don't know. My mum is still kind of like that now.
Oh, it's just a wonderful thing.
Nice. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the clash in our new punk rock. And once again, with this new format, the Fast and the Furious are finished. So please do leave us some reviews on iTunes, as always. And you can follow us on Facebook. We have a presence, Twitter/X, I guess, Instagram and YouTube, of course, which is one of our new, very important channels. The links to all of these things will be in the show notes, of course, which you can find on our website. Please do give our page a like, for no other reason than it just helps us know when we're doing the right thing, because most of the time it tells us we're doing the wrong thing. So it'd be a nice change. If you would like to get in touch with us, of course, we'd love to hear back from you. If you've got any ideas from future list challenges or something you'd like us to look at or investigate, please do. You can post on our Facebook wall or send a message to that account, or you can email us if you're feeling particularly 90s, info@edgeofempire.co.uk. And we always read them, and be great to hear from people. If you want to help out the show because you enjoy it so much, we do have an affiliate link with Audible, so you can sign up and get your Horus Heresy audiobooks through them with a month's free trial, and after that it's $7.99 a month for any audiobooks. And of course, all the Black Library books are in fact there. So go through our affiliate link on our website. You can also, if you want to support the show directly, become a patron, and you can pop a couple of dollars in our tip jar, because obviously we enjoy doing the show, but it'd be great to keep the lights on. Mr. B has to go out around the nights of Hartlepool, picking up old bottles to recycle to keep things going. To save him.
I thought that's why he was wearing the singlet. He was about to go out to work.
He's going out to work.
Bearing in mind it's 11:15 on the Wednesday.
But it's always busy down the docks in Hartlepool. You can, if you really want, we've now got a link to this magical thing. Buy us a Ko-fi, which is like buying us a coffee. It's like a little, we really enjoyed that without getting to subscription. You can just drop us a few pounds again, save Mr. B working nights. You can also help us out by going through the advert on our website to purchase your board gaming toys through the most elegant Element games. And we also have Element crystal codes, which means if you put these in, you get double crystals and we get normal crystals. So we put these in the show notes.
I've somehow acquired £10 worth of.
Yeah, I think people must be doing this weirdly, which is lovely of people to do. Thank you so much. So anyway, Chris's is CHR211. Mine is GRA2794. Never know why I got 4 digits and you folks haven't. And Michael's is MIC 440. Special thing. We also have affiliate links with the Outpost, which is a great friendly local gaming store based in Sheffield. So as this concludes, like I say, let us know what you think about the new fast hitting format. It's more your cup of tea, a bit more punk rock, a bit less prog rock. And next episode,
prog, that's what I say.
Next episode,
it's like Metallica when they stopped doing guitar solos, and no one likes Saint Anger. That is a rubbish album, and everyone knows it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not anyway. Next episode, we will be going into the Solar Auxilia aspect of the Beta-Garmon book. So we look forward to that, and hopefully you'll join us for that. So, without further ado, I wish you all a very good evening, good night, and good morning, depending on where you are in the world. And good night from me.
Good night.
Take care, everybody. Love and snuggles, and bring back the quizzes.